Oh, boys, you know we sipping on that tea, brother. What's up, my dudes? Okay, in this video, I want to go in here and talk a little bit about this whole Daytona track editor, custom track in the Daytona tri-oval, hybrid style custom tracks for these Supercross games. All right. Thought it'd be an interesting little video to make now that we're getting really close to the real life Daytona track and also getting a lot closer to the actual release of Supercross 5. So, since the very first Supercross game, I've kind of pondered this idea in my head of like, okay, we have a track editor in a Supercross game, official Supercross game, but yet we have never been able to make a custom track in the Daytona Tri-Oval or in basically any other kind of area other than those standard, those standard couple of selections of the normal in-stadium, stadiums for your custom track. We've not been able to make any hybrid tracks really in any of these Supercross games. We've not been able to make any custom tracks on any kind of speedway, outdoor, Vegas style where the track goes out of the stadium. I mean, we've not been able to do any of that stuff with the track editor of any of these Supercross games. It's about damn time, Milestone. All of this, really, in all reality, the very first Supercross game should have had some kind of an ability to make some kind of, track in a Daytona style area of some sort. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Daytona is a part of Supercross. Okay, totally different kind of track design. More hybrid-y, moto mixed with soupy, right? It's kind of like that. So when you have a track editor in an official Supercross game, you would just think that, you would have the ability to make some kind of Daytona style. I know they started doing like Atlanta Motor Speedway type racing as well. I mean, there's so many more opportunities, and I just think about the variation to the custom track potential in the game and how much replayability that would add to the game. Oh, bros. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about this idea. And some of you guys that have already played Supercross 5 or that have the full version of the game or whatever, definitely let me know down in the comments if you've seen anything on this with being able to make a custom track in a different kind of area than those same standard fucking stadiums that we've had since Supercross 1. The original. Definitely let me know in the comments if any of you have seen anything like being able to make a track in the Daytona Tri-Oval. And some people may be saying stuff like, well, Spencer, why do you think they're all of a sudden going to do it in Supercross 5 if they've never done it in any other Supercross game? Well, the reason for that is on the website for Supercross 5, when you go to the track editor new feature portion of it, it literally shows a picture, a little like backgroundy looking icon, I guess is a better word for it, that actually shows Daytona in that little like track editor. It may be talking about the new like rhythm section saver shit, right? Or whatever, but whatever it is, anything to do with a track editor feature that also simultaneously shows Daytona in that same area, it kind of just would lead you to believe that you would get some sort of Daytona custom track area advancement to the game. But I mean, shit, we don't even have where you can make the track go outside of the stadium, like in the Vegas Supercross or Salt Lake City Supercross or Monster Cup or anything. You've still not ever been able to do anything like that. So, that's the kind of stuff when people tell me like, well, Spencer, these official Supercross games have a track editor, dude. It's a track editor. You always talk about how you want a track editor. Well, the problem is it's literally just about the most bare bones basic track editor you could possibly put in a AAA dirt bike game. That's the whole problem. And it was all, it was one thing to have that kind of track editor back in Supercross 1, But to now have basically that same track editor in Supercross 5, you see my concern there? You see the problem I'm having there? They have made some of the most minimalistic improvements to the track editor that they could have ever made to it over these past 5 Supercross games. It's unbelievable. We are way past due for a Daytona track editor area or a more hybrid style module pieces. I mean, even with the, like Supercross 4's track editor or whatever, it's so hard to make anything different because they don't have enough module pieces, more motocross style module pieces. They don't have like a roughness module piece or a let's add some ruts, pre-made ruts in a corner module piece. They still have absolutely none of that. Like, where is this going, Milestone? I mean, I know you've already cash grabbed quite a bit over the past Supercross games, but it's like, at some point, you're going to have to actually add something significant to your track editor. You know? The fact that it was already as bare bones as it was to begin with, yeah, hello. Yes, we are all waiting on you to actually make a solid advancement to your track editor, and I can't think of a better way than adding the ability to make custom tracks in a Daytona or Atlanta tri-oval. And even if they don't want to make it like an official stadium, they could easily go in there and have some like prefab or whatever, like some sort of pre-made stadium that doesn't really have an official name to it, but it's like a speedway style stadium that you can make a track in. It doesn't even have to be like you're literally making a track in Daytona or Atlanta Speedway or whatever. You see what I'm saying? They could still easily do this, and I just don't know why they haven't done it. Why? It's an official Supercross game. You boys always talk about, well, there shouldn't be motocross tracks in this game. It's an official Supercross game. It's all about Supercross. It's just about Supercross. That's all it's about. Okay, well, now I'm going to fire back at you motherfuckers and say, well, in an official Supercross game where there's a track editor, you would just think you would be able to make custom tracks like Daytona because Daytona is in the Supercross series. Aw, damn. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same way with the Vegas, outdoor little area. I just can't believe that's even worse. The fact that they don't have a stadium where it's got a little outdoor area that you can build a section on. I mean, why has that not been put into this shit? It's unreal. It is unreal when you really sit down and think about some of the lack thereof of improvements in these Supercross games over 5 renditions of them. Oh, man. I mean, this is all stuff that, this ain't even talking about like something you'd put in an MX simulator track editor or some more advanced track editor. This is all stuff that could easily be put into a console-based, simplistic, basic module piece-based track editor. You could easily have a Daytona style or like a speedway stadium to build custom tracks in, a specific stadium that has like a tunnel or an outdoor area or the ability to dig the track into the stadium a little bit on one of the areas. I mean, there's just so many things they could be doing with the track editor that they have not been doing and are probably not going to do with Supercross 5. I've not really seen any official stuff on it. Like I say, let me know down in the comments if any of you guys have seen any more on that. But yeah, boys, I mean, have some of you guys not ever just sat around and thought about this? Like, why in the hell do we not have any of this yet? It really makes you think, man. And some people, like I've said from the very beginning, some people are still so caught up in that mindset of, well, at least we're getting official Supercross games. So, some people, some of the bigger YouTubers out there, by the way, fit into this exact category as well. They say things like, well, we got to support Milestone, so they keep on making these games. They try not to say anything negative about it or think negative about any of these Supercross games because they have this, the glass is completely full, not just half full kind of mentality, living in la land, basically, in the sense of, well, let's not ever complain about these games or ever ask for anything more or ever expect anything more, because they're making official Supercross games, and thank God we're just getting official Supercross games, and oh my God, let's not ever complain about it. Even though Milestone has certainly been the EA of dirt bike gaming and will go down in history as the EA of dirt bike gaming, you know, let's just wipe all that away. At least we're still getting official Supercross games, bro. I'm not going to let them slip and slide away that easily, okay? Smitty Boy will always come in here and be honest about this shit. And this is just another one of those elements of, you know, is anybody home over there at Milestone with the track editor improvements? Yeah. This is something that just... it's unbelievable, dude. Took us like 2 or 3 Supercross games to even get a sand section on the track editor. Okay, so that was their first little thing of like, hello. You know, you couldn't even put a sand section down on the Supercross 1's track editor. I mean, there's just so many things to it, man. It's not just this, you know, being able to make a custom track in the speedways and shit, but this is definitely one element of it. And if they ever do add this, they're gonna have to add some more motocross module pieces. You know, you have to have an ability to have a sand section, ruts, roughness module pieces, mogul module pieces. You know, you got to have more sections like that to even be able to make a custom track in a speedway type environment. So for Milestone to do this, they're going to have to add more than just, you know, oh, we let you build a track in a speedway now, but you don't have any of the corresponding correct hybrid style module pieces to be able to even create the proper track, okay? So you can see where Milestone would need to certainly add some different things, and being able to put like red clay. You can see even on this track right here, it's got red clay on the start straight. You would have to allow us to be able to make red clay on a track, you know, a different dirt compound, you know, that would be kind of cool. Milestone, instead of just the same dirt and sand, you know, being able to put red clay down so you can have red clay sections, normal dirt sections, sand sections. You see how Milestone would have to advance their track editor in quite a few different ways, like more module pieces, more dirt compounds, to even really, you know, adequately be able to have a speedway style stadium to build tracks in. So hopefully we see this soon. It doesn't really look, I feel like they would have announced this more at this point, getting this close to the release of the game. You really feel like they would have said something more on this. I could be wrong. We could get some of this with Supercross 5, but from what I've seen so far, I've not really seen anything on it other than that original little Daytona kind of icon picture on the custom track features page. But that still wasn't like full proof that we were going to get a Daytona, you know, any new shit to the track editor when it comes to that. All they've really shown is the rhythm section saver shit. So it might be Supercross 6, might be Supercross 9 until we get it, if you know what I'm saying. But nonetheless, that's about it for this video, boys. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys on that next one. Later, dudes.